Coming up on News Live at 6, a fraternity kicked off campus. What Sigma Phi Epsilon's national organization says about their SU chapter being revoked.
Plus, with new legislation threatening legacy admissions across the country, we speak to students about whether they think the practice should stay here at SU.
Plus, the owner of Lookout Showcase Club punished by a Syracuse judge. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
Your campus news leader.
Club owner Kevin Quinn can no longer operate an entertainment, alcohol, or cannabis business in Syracuse. Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Benjamin Schiller.
And I'm Katie Fongvongsa. We start with Citrus TV's Zach Richter, who is live now at the Lookers Show Club. Zach, what did neighbors experience living near the club?
Good evening, Ben and Katie. Lookout Showcase Club closed back in last September after allegations of crime and noise disturbances. But local residents telling us tonight that this has been going on for years.
Not even just, from 7 to 10, 12, 2 o'clock when they're supposed to close. It would be 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and still park, lights, blasting music.
Tia says this led to constant crime activity outside the Gentlemen's Club.
And when you have weapons and when you have people fighting in the middle of the street right there, that's a problem, I don't understand.
It's now been over 4 months since the club last closed, and shattered glass and trash still remains outside. Another next-door neighbor says she used to pray for her life every night the club was open.
They pray because you don't know when something's going to break out between people.
She says lookers wouldn't even come alive until 2 a.m.
Blast the music from their vehicles, okay? So the whole place is vibrating, okay? And this is until 5 in the morning.
You guys would close this gate?
Yep.
Tia forced to install parking gates and no trespassing signs outside her home, then showing us the video she took of the chaos unfolding on her street.
I know people have to make money, but the way that it was going on, illegal activity is supposed to be not allowed.
And yesterday, a Syracuse judge ruling that Lookers owner Kevin Quinn will no longer be allowed to associate with alcohol, entertainment, or cannabis business within the city of Syracuse. He is also being fined $1,000. So one of the local residents we spoke to there, Tia Percy, telling us that when she called the cops to complain about the situation, they told her, quote, "Well, you chose to live there," end quote, referring to the strip club across the street. For now, we're live from Lookers. Zach Richter, Citrus TV News.
Thank you, Zach. The National Organization for Sigma Phi Epsilon is revoking the charter for Syracuse University's chapter. A spokesperson for the university tells Citrus TV the chapter is no longer operating as an authorized fraternity. SIG-EP's National Board of Directors told Citrus TV they cannot provide the fraternity experience members are seeking. As part of the decision, former SIG-EP members may join another fraternity.
Earlier this week, the state of Virginia moved to end legacy admissions at its public universities. If its governor, Glenn Youngkin, signs the bill, colleges like the University of Virginia and William and Mary will no longer consider if a student's parent went to the university. Citrus TV reporter Jackson Breslin spoke with students about whether legacy admissions should continue here in New York. Jackson, good evening.
Good evening, Ben. Legacy admissions have always been a controversial topic in the United States. I spoke to a few students who gave their opinion on if preferential treatment should stay or go here at SU. Saying, some folks are born silver spoon in hand, but for those who aren't fortunate sons, legacy admissions are typically viewed in an unfavorable light.
I think that it's a little unfair for students that aren't legacies because there's more to a college application than just that.
Certainly there's a degree of unfairness or sort of issues of equity at play when legacy gives certain students legs up.
But the feeling about legacy being considered is not unanimous. Gabrielle Einhorn is a double legacy student and comes from the same family that the Einhorn Family Walk Promenade is named after.
I feel like the term bleeding orange blood definitely runs deep in my family, quite literally. I think to me, Syracuse is not just like where I go to school, but it's more like a familial culture.
Einhorn says that colleges should consider legacy in their admissions process, adding that students are more likely to attend the school their parents went to.
It's definitely, I feel more privileged to go here knowing that there was a slight more of like an edge on me, applying just realistically. So I think that kids that are legacies most of the time have a higher likeliness of attending and getting into the place that their family attended.
There is one thing Einhorn and the other students can agree on. Being a legacy student should not be the most important factor in the admissions process.
Well, most importantly, being grades, probably then following experience.
Obviously grades, extracurriculars, and like personal values and beliefs the person writes in the personal statement.
In a statement issued last year, Chancellor Kent Severud said while legacy is considered at SU, the university is still committed to cultivating a diverse and inclusive campus community. Reporting in studio, I'm Jackson Breslin, CitrusTV News.
Jackson, thank you. As we enter the month of February, events celebrating Black history and culture are in full swing. The Community Folk Arts Center is partnering with 119 Euclid and the Black Graduate Students Association to host a slam poetry event in just a few minutes from the Black Box Theater. The event is open to all, and those in attendance can expect snaps, audience interaction, and sound from DJ Della. Admission is free, and those who wish to attend can register by scanning the QR code on your screens. And DSF and SU students are continuing to take action against violence happening in the Middle East.
Citrus TV reporter Leah Cohn spoke with students organizing pro-Palestinian events on campus. Leah?
Thanks, guys. A student-run pro-Palestinian organization, 315 Students for Liberation, held the first teach-in on Monday since the teach-in about Palestine was held off campus in late October. We spoke with students about their activism within the community.
The co-founder of 315 Students for Liberation, ESF graduate Max, started the organization last October after organizing a walkout on the ESF campus when students expressed their concern for Palestinians and a demand for ceasefire. Following the event, he and other students decided to establish a pro-Palestinian organization. Max says group members work to bring people together rather than divide.
We're advocating for people, we're advocating for humanity and a stopping of violence and killing.
On Monday, a teach-in was held in the Gateway building on the ESF campus. Max says the ESF community and administration gave 315 members reassurance that their event could be peacefully held on campus.
ESF, like faculty and administration, has been supportive of our right to put on things like that and have the space to do it. So it really just felt like a safer and more welcoming place to have events like that.
Other ESF students like Fia DeCola worked on their social media account to share infographics and updates on the violence in the Middle East. She says the organization gives her a safe space in an isolating time.
Sometimes it can feel really lonely. This is a very isolating thing to be happening, to wake up every day knowing that there are people like living under conditions that are unfathomable to me. It's good to be around other people who feel that and are caring about that.
PhD student at SU, Sarah Nahar, works with the organization to ensure student safety and care while they facilitate difficult conversations. Sarah says ESF members are also concerned about the issue of sustainability during war.
And we are working together to figure out, just as ESF divested from fossil fuels, how we can divest from weapons, period.
315 Students for Liberation are continuing to organize pro-Palestine events in the future. SU and ESF students who support Palestine are welcome to join the organization.
Thank you. And it is never too early for students to search for off-campus housing options.
Our reporter Lizzie Gottlieb attended the off-campus housing fair and spoke with students finding a new place to stay.
The off-campus housing fair helped to alleviate concerns for students as they search for apartments and housing in the upcoming year. The director of off-campus living, Eric Nestor, discusses why it is important for students to look into housing options now.
So our students that want to live off campus next year are going to really be signing a lot of them between that August and September, October standpoint. So looking now in the spring really gives them an opportunity to find some things early so they have an idea of what they might want to sign with when they come back in the fall. And we have a searchable site that's connected to our partners at College Pads. So all of the sites that we have listed there, our office actually checks with the city of Syracuse to make sure they have the proper rental certificates on file, that they have no current code violations, and that they've had an internal and external inspection.
Students were able to learn what off-campus housing was a good fit for them based on their budget and potential roommates. Student Breeson Heacock shares their search for off-campus housing at the fair.
It's a little difficult, but not too bad. I think it's nice to have everything in one place and be able to talk to people.
Reporting for Citrus TV News, I'm Lizzie Gottlieb.
Students who missed the off-campus housing fair can contact the Office of Student Living or visit their website.
And students looking to live on campus next year should look forward to the campus housing process during March. Hey, today was Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow this morning, which means he's predicting an early spring.
Our Anjana Dasam is here. Anjana, is there a chance that we will see some of those early spring temperatures soon?
Well, unfortunately, we are still seeing those lower temperatures, so not spring just yet. We're sitting at 34 degrees right now with the cloudy temperatures that we've kind of been seeing throughout this week. And again, with those 15-mile-per-hour winds, so still going to be pretty chilly out there. And going into the current temperatures in the area, we have kind of the same mid-30 range temperatures, with the highest being in Rome at 37, and then going down south is the lowest at 34 at Ithaca. So kind of just seeing these mid-30 temperatures in central New York. And then going into tonight, we do see almost a 10-degree drop in the degrees in temperature. Still cloudy, might have a chance of flurries. So if you are going out tonight, make sure to put on a couple layers. We don't want to see more people getting sick. But that's all I have for you guys right now. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Anjana. A judge is throwing out a legal challenge to the I-81 project in Syracuse. The court overturning a previous order that the State Department of Transportation must complete an environmental study before the viaduct can be removed. State DOT lawyers argued every day that the project was delayed would cost $25,000. Crews have already begun to work on projects around the city. Work on the viaduct is set for 2026.
And staying here in Syracuse, local nonprofits are speaking out after city and federal officials failed to pay more than $5 million in grant funding. The city of Syracuse and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development have been unable to pay organizations for 9 months. They blame grant revisions and tech issues. Now some nonprofits are seeking loans with interest rates at a 20-year high. Nonprofits won't get that extra cost back. Local leaders have not been given an exact reason for the hold on funding, but say they expect to receive it soon.
Local businesses are maximizing security with artificial intelligence. 6 months ago, Syracuse police worked with Destiny USA to install multiple cameras and license plate readers. Since then, the mall says it's been able to stop shoplifters at the door and catch vehicle information. Destiny General Manager Michael Gately says what one camera with AI can do would take 7 security officers monitoring 24/7. City police hope to now expand the usage of AI security to the broader Syracuse community.
Well, if you have Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, a new urgent care option is opening for you. Jacobs Urgent Care is opening a new location that will now accept adults. The Cicero facility will take more than 40 insurance providers, including Excellus. Excellus users, including university faculty, were stranded after a deal broke down between WellNow and Blue Cross Blue Shield a few months ago.
And it's back on. The expansion of the Wild Animal Park in Madison County is set to resume. Owner Jeff Taylor says he's restarting his plan to add a wedding and event center onto the site. The original $10 million plan was halted last year when Taylor couldn't get the right permissions. Now there's a new management team and a new $4 million plan. Reservations for weddings and events overlooking the giraffe enclosure are set to open for next spring of next year.
And staying here in 315, work at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery in Baldwinsville could be coming to a halt. Negotiations between the beer maker and Teamsters are heading towards a strike. The union saying 5,000 of its members will go on strike as early as March if a deal is not reached. The Teamsters have criticized the company for purchasing Super Bowl ads while failing to meet workers at the bargaining table. Meanwhile, Anheuser-Busch says the union's social media statements are false and invites them to come negotiate.
Coming up on News Live at 6, Governor Hochul proposes closing 5 prisons across New York. The concerns one local official has about the project.
Plus, a violent video. Governor Hochul responds to an incident of migrants attacking NYPD officers. When we return.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet. Oh,
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Benjamin Schiller, Katie Fongvongsa, and Maura Vaughn. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Governor Hochul's state budget could close 5 prisons across the state, the closest over in Auburn, but the city's mayor is warning it would hurt the local economy.
Mayor Jimmy Giantino told CNY Central, quote, Auburn Prison is directly in the middle of the city and the city was built around it. So imagine if something that large in the middle of the city closes, not only the economic impact of that, but what is the long-term plan for an empty facility that size, end quote. The state legislature still has to vote on the proposed budget.
And the latest in New York on the shocking video of a group of 14 migrants attacking police in Times Square this past weekend. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is issuing a strong response.
When answering questions about the incident yesterday, Hochul said police should, quote, get them all back and send them back, end quote. She went on to say, you don't touch our police officers, you don't touch anybody. She says she hopes that judges and prosecutors will do the right thing.
Coming up on News Live at 6, we got your weather. Stay with us.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back. So here's your 5-day forecast for the week. On Saturday, we do see sun and Sunday, so our weekend's going to look much better than it did this weekend. With we'll look much better with all the sun in the sky. Then we got into Monday, going back to cloudy, and Tuesday and Wednesday we are seeing that sun again kind of staying in the mid-30 temperatures. Wednesday is going to be a little bit warmer than the rest, so looking forward to that, and also looking forward to Groundhog's Day, which is today. So I thought we could do a little, see how accurate Phil's predictions are. In 2020, he actually got it right. We did have that early spring, but going into 2021 and 22 and 23, he was kind of on a losing streak there and did not really accurately predict. But we do have our early prediction, early spring this year. Hopefully that stays true to his prediction. But that's what I got for you guys right now. Sports to you.
Hey, you mentioned some coldness in the air there. You know who hasn't been cold as of late? Head coach Felicia Legetchak in Syracuse women's basketball. They had a top 25 ACC showdown. That coming up and more after the break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Here's women's basketball completed its 3-game gauntlet in the Bluegrass State last night. Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Della Piana. Just 4 days after suffering a double-digit loss to then number 19 Virginia Tech, Syracuse traveled to number 16 Louisville for a meeting with a program it's only beaten once in the last 13 times. We'll take you to the KFC Yum Center down in Louisville, Kentucky, between the Orange and Cardinals. A big top 25 matchup in the ACC. Two of the best in the conference has to offer, as Syracuse sitting at 7-1 in conference play, while the Cardinals were at 8-1. We jump in late first quarter. Deasia Fair just doing Deasia Fair things. Count the basket and one on that and one opportunity. Syracuse connected on 8 of its first 9 shots of the contest, but she wasn't down there. Fair speeds past her defender for 2 points. Grad student had 28 in today's contest, moving to 6th all-time on the Division I women's basketball scoring list. We move into the second half. The Orange down by 10. Georgia Willie racing in transition, finds a wide open Elena Rice from 3, and that one is cash. That's her first made shot of the night. Started the game 0 for 7. Back on the other end, though, SU hung around, but Sydney Taylor delivers the knockout punch for the Cards. She had 13 points on 3 triples, and that would be enough for the Cardinals, who have now won 8 consecutive games against the Orange. Let's shift to the turf, though, where number 9 Syracuse men's lacrosse starts its 2024 campaign against Vermont tomorrow. Last year, SU didn't qualify for the NCAA tournament for the 2nd straight year. On the topic of 2023, the Orange also started against the Catamounts, winning a tightly contested contest 7-5. Now, Gary Gates, 16-0 in season openers and has quite the roster in his 3rd year at the helm. SU brings in a solid transfer class of Jake Stevens from Princeton, the preseason All-ACC member. You couple that with Conference Freshman Player of the Year in Joey Spallina, and you've got yourself a pretty good-looking offense this season. Face-off for tomorrow's game is at 4 o'clock inside the Dome. A team that won't be in the Dome on Saturday, SU Men's Hoops, continues its 2-game road swing at Wake Forest. The two programs met in back-to-back contests to end the Orange's 2023 season. Remember, that was the first round of the ACC tournament, where Wake stole a last-second victory. But more importantly, the final game with Jim Boeheim on the sidelines for Syracuse. On to the pros, where the Knicks are rolling right now, winners of 9 straight after a 109-105 victory over the Pacers last night. Just hours after being named to his first All-Star game, Jalen Brunson netted 40 points as MVP chants rained down from the MSJ's faithful. Katie, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Andrew. We'll have your wake-up weather after the break.
If houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed, I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Well, right now we got your wake-up weather. It's going to be 33 degrees, so pretty chilly. Again, with those cloudy weather and 5 miles per hour winds. So again, it's just going to be kind of more of those clouds. But hopefully later in the week we will get to that sun at some point. But for right now, that's all for weather. Guys, I'll send it back over to you.
Thank you, Anjana. It is National Carrot Cake Day tomorrow, and the university has released its special recipe. The SU Bakery says it has made 200 9-inch round carrot cakes in 2023.
Now, this does not include other sizes and cupcakes, but the recipe can be found on news.syr.edu if you would like to recreate the famous cake at home. And actually, we have some carrot cake in front of us, guys. Take a look. We have some carrot cake here.
It is not the one that the SU Bakery made. So,
yes, but we're still going to take it. It's been a while since I've had it for the holiday season, but I think it deserves a redemption. Let's give it a bite.
Okay, let's see. Get some frosting in there, Ben.
I missed that spot.
You know, it's really good. I do like the cream cheese frosting.
This is better than I've had in the past. I'm not really a fan of carrot cake, but I'm actually going to have to go for round 2.
Okay. You know, we could just eat the whole cake for the rest of the show.
We have about 30 seconds left. We may as well.
Yeah.
Can we finish it in 30 seconds?
Can we finish it? Let's try. I don't think I can do this.
I don't think we're going to be finished, but hey, That's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Friday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Fongvongsa.
And I'm Benjamin Schiller. Have a great night, Syracuse.